The Timberwolves roll. Let's take a listen to the Suns after the game.
I mean, don't count us out. You know, it's a series for a reason. You know, I don't think any road teams won so far. You know, I know that doesn't have anything to do with us, but, you know, it's just a situation that it is.
They can't give up on us right now. We need them more than anything. I know it's been disappointing last couple games, even the season, been too, you know, for our fans. But we need you more than ever now coming back home for Game 3.
So it's concerning that the regular season issues have been carried over to the postseason, right? The Suns were the worst fourth quarter team in the regular season. Those struggles, they've extended to the second half of the playoffs, right? Phoenix is being outscored by 28 points in the second half of games in this series, which has led to this 0-2 hole. The Suns have never won a 7-game series down 0-2. They've lost each of the previous 14 times, but KD says, all right, don't give up on us now. So, Perk, where do the Suns go from here?
To the off-season, exit meetings. That's where they go from here because this is a wrap. And look, let me explain this. When you look at the Phoenix Suns, they look defeated. The Minnesota Timberwolves have snatched their souls, and they're telling them about it, okay? When you think about Devin Booker, Anthony Edwards told you before this series, you're on social media, you heard it. He said, I'm coming into this series, I want that title of being the best two-guard in the league. Devin Booker, we know, one of the most efficient, prolific scorers in the game today. But when you look at him struggling, those tough contested shots, yes, he's going to make some, but he has to find a way to make easier buckets. This is not on Frank Vogel, okay? This is not on Frank Vogel. We're talking about a group of veteran guys, especially when you're talking about Bill, KD, and Devin Booker, who has been around the block, has playoff experience. They have to meet the match. Right now, we're looking at, you know, teacup poodles walking in the cage with a bunch of Rottweilers.
What? No, are they Frenchies? What?
No, teacup poodle.
You own a
teacup poodle.
Do you? Do you own a?
I do got a teacup poodle. Yeah.
Okay, isn't it Vanities? I love
that's
Queen
her.
Vanities.
Yeah.
That's her dog. Okay, you're right, Perk, because in the same month of April, Devin Booker has had 52 points at one point. And you need those types of outbursts to be able to go up against one of the best defenses, the best defense in the NBA. But overall, based off of the lack of consistency from the other stars of the Suns, KD is being asked right now to do a lot. He's already, I noticed after All-Star break, he sort of got this memo. He started upping his field goals, but in this series so far, all 15 yesterday of his field goals were contested. So not only is he trying to get his teammates going, but they're bringing every defender to him. And when we look at the series, the 2 games overall, his 29 field goals, he's only had 3 that are open. And so they are guarding him. And I think you saw it in the game yesterday. It was just some uncharacteristic turnovers. It's like he's trying to force some offense. He's trying to score himself. He's trying to find his teammates. That's based off of the circumstances because Devin Booker isn't having those hallmark playoff games that we have seen in the past. Yeah. Bradley Beal, it's been tough, you know, seeing how we know what he's capable of offensively, just not getting it all at the same time.
20 turnovers leading to 31 Minnesota Timberwolves points. That's not a recipe for success, but you saw one specific thing that is concerning you, Zach.
Well, look, I mean, the overarching story of the series is this is the best defensive team in the league. Minnesota, they're huge, they're giant, and Phoenix has absolutely nothing going offensively. Their offensive rating through 2 games is 99 points per 100 possessions. Look at these possessions. Half the time they're on it, and then half the time the Suns look like they just met each other yesterday. That's Kevin Durant. I could do that. I'll just stand there. What is the plan on this possession? What's going on? Anyone have any ideas? It's the fourth quarter of a playoff game.
Seems
okay.
like pouting to me.
Okay, your turn, Brad. And, that's Mike Conley. That's not a bad matchup, but, that's what you get? Kevin Durant does nothing for an entire possession. Here's another one, also late in the game. Kevin Durant, there he is. Little Devin Booker pick and roll. They switch over there.
Right.
They're just going at, that's Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Jaden McDaniels, and Anthony Edwards. This is what you're doing? What is this?
Well, Zach, they're playing on their heels the entire time.
I understand that, but this is what, and too many possessions are ending up with their centers flailing at the rim. Their offense so far in this series was 7 points per 100 possessions, worse than the worst offense in the regular season. Some of those possessions, they just look like they met each other yesterday. The big 3 yesterday, 48 points on 18 of 45 shooting. You can't win against this defense taking 22 threes and 19 free throws. This defense demands your full attention, and the Suns are playing with half attention.
Right, and as you can see, the Suns' big three really struggling in this game, too. I do want to pivot, though. It's been enough time on the losing side. Let's pivot to the winning side of all of this, because as I was watching Anthony Edwards and company last night, it struck me, Perk, have they been the most impressive team in this postseason so far?
Duh. Hell yeah. For sure.
For sure.
For sure. Look, I mean, think about it. The rest of the league is watching this series, and they're saying, damn, we do not want to face those guys. Because, look, no matter how much at times they may struggle offensively, you know the one thing that's going to always carry game to game is effort and heart. And that's exactly what they have. When you're watching Rudy is guarding Kevin Durant at times, and he's doing an excellent job at it. Karl Anthony Towns is guarding Kevin Durant at times, and he's doing an excellent job at it. Anthony Edwards said that we're not worried about KD. We have Jaden McDaniels. And he went out there and actually backed Anthony Edwards up. So, look, I understand, you know, they won 2 games at home, but guess what? That travels on the road. And when I'm watching this young ball club again, the tenacity, them standing on business, being about that life, that's going to travel.
I just love the way they're playing, though. Anthony Edwards is making the simple play, getting everyone else involved, and that everyone includes Jaden McDaniels. My holy bleep moment of last night. What got into this dude? If this dude scores 25 points, they are not ever going to lose a game. Look at this is Kevin Durant. He's like, I don't care who this is. You're asking me to create a shot? How about I make that shot? All right, that might be a little fluky, but the rest of it is just awesome. And like, look at this is a couple minutes later. Into KD's chest. Get out of the way. That's your supporting player who's being empowered by your star player. When the supporting guys play like this, they're really hard to beat. And we cannot talk about this game without shouting out the old head, the veteran growing up in the locker room, Mike Conley Jr., 18 points, and in the second quarter when Cat was in foul trouble and out of the game and Ant was resting, Mike Conley picked them up, poured in a lot of buckets. Salute Mike Conley. They are trying to win this for him, and it's fun to watch.
I love it because what you all mentioned is that the Minnesota Timberwolves have every ingredient to not only go up against Denver, but also build for the foreseeable future. And the reason why we are talking about Jaden McDaniels, besides being a defensive, stalwart, this was the only time this season, the second time this season, that he led the team in scoring. What wins playoff series is not necessarily just your best player playing well. It's getting those hallmark performances from others. But Perk, you started off the segment, the question was, have the Timberwolves been the most impressive team? At first, my inclination, sir, as captain of the Knicks, I was like, you said effort, you said heart. Heart was your word of the day yesterday. You said tenacity. What the Knicks they're doing right now is inspiring. But what makes us believe in this Timberwolves team is that we feel like they not only have the tools to maybe make this thing a series versus the Nuggets, but if they get past, we could find them winning it all.
Can we pause? We're already looking past a team that has Devin Booker and Kevin freaking Durant because we believe in the Timberwolves.
And hasn't played a home game yet. Hasn't played a home game yet.
So what? Out with the old, in with the new.
No, but we got to take a moment to pause, though, Perk, to time out, because if we're looking at the Suns, you said this is the best defense in the NBA that we're seeing in the Timberwolves. More importantly, they're going up against a team at the start of the season that was constructed to be the best offense. To me, that has huge.
But their offense in the regular season is different than one that can be a heavy isolation offense that can be game planned for in the postseason.
That's what I'm saying. The dynamite. It looks like it's percolating. It's percolating in Phoenix.
You know why I'm ready to bury the Suns right now?
You're going to put them 6 feet sunder?
Yeah. Listen.
Perk's digging.
Yo.
Anthony Edwards was 3 for 12 from the field with 15 points. He was the best player on the floor last night. Go back and watch the tape. Zach talked about his facilitating, making others better, but go look at the chase down blocks. Go look at the rebounds in traffic. Go look at all the other things he did to control the game. He was the best player on the floor.
And Perk, it's not just potentially beating the Suns, but that has implications on what that franchise looks like for the foreseeable future, which is not just the normal thing.